big room for this one. I'll be fully transparent. Like, I've done a few of these over the last decade, but I'm having a hard time coming up with what to say here because there's just so much to say. Mike's obviously an extraordinary player, but just he and his wife Ashley and family are extraordinary people, have done unprecedented things in the community, as well as Mike on the field. He means so much to this community, fan base, organization, to me personally. He's my family. He's a role model to a lot of kids and to our kids as well. The moment that we found out Mike wanted to be a Buck for life was something I'll never forget. I was sharing a story with him where Blair and I were. So, I mean, before I get too emotional, I'm going to turn it over to him, but we're just happy you stayed home.
Man, I appreciate that, Jason. Appreciate the kind words. Obviously, it's been well known that I've wanted to be, a Buck for my whole career. It's very rare to stay with one team your entirety of your career, and that's something that was a goal of mine, and this is one step closer to, one of my biggest goals. So, thank you to the Glazer family. They've always treated me and my family great. Jason, Mike, all the front office, all the coaches that I've had since I've been here, all my teammates. I'm really appreciative of, what they've, meant to me and what they've done for me throughout my time here. So, Tampa, I love y'all.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and open up for questions. There will be microphones on either end. Just raise your hand to ask a question. The microphone will be extended.
Congratulations, Mike.
Thank you.
How close were you to actually becoming a free agent? Because we had heard some talk about you entering free agency, but then there was that phone call that Derek told us a little bit about. Just how did that all transpire?
Well, I was eating dinner with my wife, Ash, and she hadn't said anything up into the process. I obviously wanted to be a Buccaneer. There were some things we were working through. And, when you play for one team for so long, you obviously think about what it'd be like playing somewhere else. And I have a lot of friends on other teams. And it was a cool dream, but, Tampa was my home, and it's where I've always wanted to be. So, we got a great deal. My agent's got a great deal done with Jason. And, I couldn't pass up on it. And I look forward to, being a Buck for life.
Scott Reynolds, Peter Report. Congratulations, Mike.
Thank you.
Glad to have you back. Jason, this is your first ever draft pick as a general manager, and he's a future Hall of Famer. I know every draft pick means something to you in the organization, but he's different, right? Can you just talk about the absolute 100% certainty that he had to come back to Tampa for you?
Yeah, well, so every draft, we like to think that the first pick that we take kind of sets the tone for the draft class. And when the Glazer family hired me, I was my first time being a GM, and a lot of things that I did wrong that first year. There's one thing that I did right, and it was Mike, and made up for a lot of those other things. He's, the epitome of what you want in a draft pick, and he set the standard. Like every year, you want the first pick to set the standard for the class, and Mike set the standard for me, and I've been chasing that standard with my staff every year, and because of that, we've had some success, and we've won a Super Bowl, and we're in contention, or we're in position to chase another one and compete for another one and win another one because of Mike. So that's what Mike's meant to me.
Hey, Mike, congratulations. You've played with a lot of quarterbacks, and you've been consistent no matter who's throwing you the ball. But can you talk about the relationship and chemistry you had with Baker Mayfield? And at any time during your conversations, did you check in on seeing what the likelihood that guy comes back as well?
Of course. Me and Baker, we played one season together. I feel like we can build on what we did last year. So, hopefully, we get him back. He's a hell of a player. But, I appreciate you. And they're going to handle their process, and I trust Jason in the front office no matter what happens.
J.C. Allen, Sports Illustrated's Bucs Game Day. Mike, congratulations
Thank you.
on a storied career that's going to continue here. But you look at that, 10 straight seasons, 1,000 yards, touchdown receptions leader, multiple years in the NFL. What's left for you to accomplish? What's your goal set on now that, Buck for life is where you want to be?
There's a lot more for me to chase, and there's a lot more that I have to prove, to myself and the rest of the fan base. I left a lot on the table last year, and there's some things I can do this offseason to help fix that. Have better focus and be in a little bit better shape. I can definitely be way better than I was last year.
Congratulations, Mike.
Thank you.
We all know how important it is, obviously, to know who your quarterback is. How much importance was it on you getting to know your new offensive coordinator and what kind of system that he's going to have here?
Yeah, I talked to Liam. He came from L.A. Nothing but great things I've heard about him. So he was excited that with the opportunity to get to work with me, and I'm equally as excited. We talked about a lot of things about getting me the ball, and I love getting the ball. So he wants to do that, and I'm appreciative. So that definitely helped my decision as well.
Hey, Mike. Greg Allman with Fox Sports. To see the relief you have now and the excitement to be back here next year, I just want to ask you how much this hung over you this past season, the uncertainty. It kind of was an uncomfortable topic for us in dealing with you. Just how much that weighed on you and how much of a relief it is now to have that out of the way.
Early on, it was a struggle, like probably before the season started. But I have a great family. My wife was my rock through the whole time. She said, "Just play ball. Do what you love to do. You love your teammates. You love this city. Just play your heart out, and everything will work itself out." And it did. And she's a big part of why I stayed here, and my kids as well. Like I said, this is home for us, and they made it very easy on the decision.
Mike, Rick Stroud, the Tampa Bay Times. Longevity in this league is rare, even rare for your position. What have you done, and when did you, if you did change anything, in terms of being able to play this long? Did anybody have an influence on you? I know Brady was here for 3 years, but was there something that said, and with this new deal, because very few players make it to 3 contracts,
Yeah.
do you think about what a difference that will make for you and the impact you already have in the community, but what you can now do in addition to that?
I mean, I've told y'all throughout the years that I train more, train harder in the off season, eat better, and things like that. Stretching, chiropractor, the whole nine. I have it all, and that's definitely helped me, prolong my career and make me feel better. So, hopefully I can play, 5 to 6 more years, at a high level. But that's been key for me. It's helped me a lot. And what was the last part of your question? Oh, yeah. I didn't want to leave the community. I mean, I made lifelong relationships in the community. There's domestic violence centers that, we're real big and a part of, so we didn't want to leave that. Even though we always would have probably helped, but it's cool to just be close to home.
Hey, Mike. Ira Kaufman, Joe Bucs fan. Congrats.
Thank you.
Mike, ultimately, how much did your love for the local media play a factor in that?
Huge. Huge. Y'all been good to me.
Seriously, Mike, your first 6 years, your season ends January 3rd. You're watching all these other teams go to the postseason, you and Jason. What's it been like these last 4 years, being in the thick of things, and where do you think the Bucs stand right now in that regard?
I mean, I think we always have a chance. When we have our core guys, I feel like we always have a chance. These last 4 years have been a dream, and it's been what every player wishes they can have throughout their whole career. So hopefully we can continue to do that. I believe we will. And these last 4 years have been great, man.
Mike, Jason has said that, during the season, obviously that the hard deadline went through You handled the season with poise and dignity, but Jason would come down and talk to give you those affirmations, kind of let you know that, we want you here, we'll get something done throughout the season. What did that mean to you for him to, vocalize that even throughout the entire season until obviously where you are now?
Well, he just means a lot to me, period, He has so much belief in me, it's crazy. And I'm super appreciative of it. Me and him are really good friends, and I know his family really well, his wife, his kids. They've always been great to me and my family, and they are family. So it was easy. It was easy because it's my guy.
Mike, congratulations, Cal McClure, Spectrum Bay News 9. There was a lot of off-season talk about, Mike's going to the Chiefs. Mike's going here, Mike's going there. And then you said, I want to play with an elite quarterback. So you deciding to come back here and be a Buck for life. Do you view Baker as an elite quarterback?
Absolutely. It's on record that I've played with, many quarterbacks throughout my career. So, that doesn't matter. Whoever the quarterback is, he's an NFL quarterback. But yeah, me and Baker, we have a really good connection, and I think he's an elite quarterback.
Hey, Mike, Scott from Pewter Report again. How close is this team? You've been to one Super Bowl and you've won it. Mm-hmm. How close is this team to being another Super Bowl contender, assuming your big guys get back, Baker, Levante, and all of that? But where do you think this franchise is right now?
I think we're in a really good place. I mean, we could have been better last year. We were super close to making it to the NFC Championship. And then, when you get into the tournament, anything can happen. I wish I could have played a little bit better for us in the postseason and help us get to the NFC Championship. And that's what I, plan on doing this year.
Hey, Mike, Jenna Lane with ESPN again. You've told us that you had big dreams, and those dreams were to play in the NFL, to touch greatness on the field, but also to help a lot of people off of it. Just what's it meant to you to be able to actually achieve that?
That's one of the most rewarding parts of this whole deal, that I get to help people that are in need and change people's lives, not just financially, but just, with my presence and just, being there for them. That's been really a highlight of my life so far. So, the people that's put me in this position, I've been super blessed to have great people. So I definitely want to help people that need it.
Hi, Mike. River Wells, Bucs Game Day. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask, you've had a lot of teammates since you've come to the Bucs, guys that have been there for a long time with you, like Levante David, and a few years back, like Chris Godwin and some new teammates in and out. Mm-hmm. How important is the camaraderie with the guys that on the team and you've had these relationships with, and coming back and being a Buck for life?
The camaraderie is super important. Those are my friends forever. The guys that I've won the Super Bowl with, we're etched in history, together, forever. So it means a lot to have those guys in the locker room. They make coming to work super easy. When it can be hard at times. I know we get paid a lot and, we're playing at the highest level, but we're human beings, and, we deal with things in life as well. And just having those guys around makes everything much easier.
Evan Klosky, 10 Tampa Bay. Mike, congrats.
Thank you.
One question for both of you. And Mike, just on social media, I don't know if you see everything that the fans are saying this entire year to bring you back. What does it mean to have that support and to, you mentioned the importance of community, but to kind of hear that love throughout the year?
That's how Tampa has always been towards me and my family, so that's why this is home. They've always showed me love, even when I'm not playing well. They always have my back, and it drives me and motivates me to, try to be a better player and a better man.
And then, Jason, you have a lot of balls that you're juggling this offseason. Obviously, there are plenty of names that need to be brought back that you're looking into. What did it mean to make sure that Mike was the first one checked off the list?
Well, it meant that my kids won't ask me anymore when I go home when we're getting Mike done, and letting me know that if we don't, that I won't be able to go out to dinner anymore in Tampa. So it meant a lot. So now we still have some work to do, but it's, having Mike as being here for 10 years and all the things he's done, it made sense to try to get him done first.
Hi, Mike. Mike Pepper over here to your left, Sports Map. Congratulations, and Jason, congratulations to both of you on this. Mike, you mentioned here, obviously 10 years in the league here, unsurpassed as far as the success and consistency that any wide receiver has ever had. You mentioned there at the beginning here, you still want to continue to get better and through the year. As a 10-year veteran, what is some of your bigger challenges? I mean, as far as this, it's obviously maybe not as easy, but you've learned so much in this time. What do you find here to continue that success and maybe to continue to improve?
I just got to be in, even better shape. I've been in great shape the last 5-6 years of my career, but I can take it to a new level. So throughout the season, when I get those little injuries, I can just recover super fast. And I've been doing that. It's been helping me a lot, but I can, take it to the next level. And there's some things that, I'm still chasing. I'm not in this game just to, be an average guy. I'm trying to be the guy, the number one guy. So, I'm trying to be one of the best receivers in the league, if not the best, every year I play.
Jason, you mentioned there's a lot of work to be done left. How do you balance kind of giving Mikey his bag, keeping that cap number low while also being able to go out and bring, throwing your boat parade to bring the rest of these guys back and make some splashes, and just, the front office staff that you have in place to be able to get Mikey done but still be able to, get the rest of the band back together?
Well, I mean, you have great people working for you, and the experts with Mike and Jackie. It's a puzzle. We have some constraints. There's cap. There's all those things, and we've been planning on this for a while. It isn't something you wake up and decide to do. The plan that you have. So it's something that, luckily, we have great people working in this organization that are helping us through it.
Jason, what's your confidence level? You'll be back on that stage sometime next week with a couple more pieces in the fold to help Mike Evans lift that Lombardi trophy.
I'm a confident person in general, so I'm confident that we're going to be putting our best foot forward. So, and we'll have more pieces. I can assure you that.
Last question.
Jason, you shared that after the NFC Championship game, the first person you sought out on that field, you go, "Where's my first pick?" You looked for Mike. Can you just share what your reaction was to when Mike said, "I want to be a Buck for life," and you were able to get this deal done?
Well, there's a lot of emotion because the whole organization, we've all been, hoping for that moment for a long time. I'll share the story. Blair and I were at a charity event for John Cooper in town, and took a couple hours out of our night to just go there. And I was standing at the bar talking to Wayne Gretzky without knowing I was talking to Wayne Gretzky for about 2 minutes. And I had to take a phone call. I think it was Mike or Jackie called, and I went outside, and Derek and Darren had agreed to terms, and Mike, his agents, had agreed to terms, and I went back in, and I was fist pumping and all that, and I told Wayne Gretzky that we had just signed Mike back, and he said, "Well, he's a great one," and I thought that was pretty cool for the great one to say he's a great one.
Shout out Wayne Gretzky, man. Wow.
What's that? When did you find out that? Oh, well, it took like 2 seconds, but at first I didn't know.
Thank you. That concludes the formal portion of the press conference.
Thank you.